Liam Casey. I'm the CEO and founder of PCH International. Fantastic. He was great. Such great, phenomenal energy. And for me, when enabling these great entrepreneurs to bring hardware products to market is what it's all about in our space. And if we can actually do that and ensure that their passion to build great companies is the only barrier to entry, then we'll have succeeded. If you want to build a company, you come and talk to us about it, because it can't just be a single product. If it's a single product, that doesn't really that's not worth your while to build a company for. You have to have a product roadmap and an idea to build a company. You have to have a vision to build a company and a passion to do it. Yeah, I mean, again, at the moment, you can see even today, wearables are huge. Internet of Things, connected devices, all huge. There's a trend we're seeing, and we're seeing it everywhere. It's geographical. We're seeing people coming from all over the world looking to us to help to bring these products to market. Wearables is very interesting because the challenge of making it a beautiful product that you would wear is a huge challenge, okay? It's not wearing a piece of plastic or a piece of steel. That has to be more than that. We think that's a great challenge, and I spent 10 years in the fashion industry before I ever set up PCH. So to me, I like that intersection. I'm interested in that. Look, for me, inexperience is one of the greatest innovators. So when I look at that, when I listen to these people, and I have to ensure that they're not afraid to ask what they would perceive as being a stupid question, because it could be a very valuable question. And it's trying to find those nuggets. And that's where, we like to really work with these entrepreneurs and startups, because they're going to ask the questions that actually force us to think different about how to make great products. Oh, I mean, like, it's interesting, in our fulfillment center in China, there was, one of our first, we packed out, or we did the fulfillment for a Kickstarter campaign for one company about 2 years ago. And when we actually do a rollout for a big company, our big partners, usually it's a 6-month rollout. From the company will start, they'll launch the product in the US and Canada, then they'll go to Europe, or they'll go to maybe Japan, and then they'll end up somewhere like India and China, or eventually, but it takes about 6 months. And we actually got on this conference call with a Kickstarter company, and they said they'd done their campaign and they wanted to ship a product, and the product was ready. So they said, were we ready to do it? And we said, yep, let's go. And then we said, so which countries would you like to start in? And there was a huge pause. And the pause was followed by a, let's go alphabetic. So, and we could not give them a valid reason why that wasn't possible to do. And when we did, and when we thought about it, we said, let's try it. And we did it. And, that, in our world, we talk about today that in business today, geography is history. Concept to consumer, and what's the journey and where the slow points are. I think a big part of it historically, if you look at some of the companies, traditional companies in the space, they will have multi-hubs around the world, and they will have DCs, distribution centers, and they'll have hubs in regions. We don't believe in that. We actually believe in being 3 hours away from a factory and 3 days away from 90% of the consumers that actually use these products and buy these products. So I think by wiping out those multi-hubs around the world is a huge advantage. And it also saves on working capital. You pay a little bit extra on the freight initially, but actually when you look at the cost of financing all the inventory in the channel, it's a much better way to scale one of these startups. And people ask me all the time, like, why don't you have more hubs? It's because the startups, if you actually force them to put the inventory into the channels, you're going to, they'll eat the working capital very fast. And what we say to that is that we have one hub, we can get 3 days with 90% of the consumers. And when Elon Musk manages to colonize Mars, then we'll think about a second hub. But until then, one's enough. For us, it's about, they have to be really passionate about what they want to do, and solving a problem, coming up with, trying to make something better.